100 years ago today, Disney's oldest character made his debut. While many assume that title belongs to Mickey Mouse or Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, there's actually someone older. Let's take a look at Alice Solves the Puzzle, the 14th Alice comedy short released exactly a century ago today. For those unfamiliar, the Alice comedies were a series of live-action animation hybrid shorts that defied Disney's early days after Walt's Laugh-O-Gram studio went bankrupt. This particular short introduced a bear-like villain with a passion for rare puzzles, Bootleg Pete. His name was a playful nod to the Prohibition era, and in his first appearance, he had no clothes and sported a peg leg. Over the decades, Pete evolved in nearly every way. His look, personality, name, species, and even his peg leg would sometimes switch sides or disappeared altogether. While he originally squared off against Alice and Julius in the Alice comedies, he later became a recurring adversary for Oswald, Goofy, Donald Duck, and of course, Mickey Mouse. By the time Steamboat Willie hit the big screen in 1928, Pete had finally begun his transition from a bear-like brute to the cat character we recognize today, appearing taller and donning overalls. By 1932's The Klondike Kid, his facial features were refined to resemble actor Wallace Beery, giving him even more personality. Depending on the cartoon, Pete's role was always adjusted to fit the story, whether as a scheming neighbor, a pesky troublemaker, or a full-on villain. Beyond animation, Pete also played a major role in Disney comics worldwide. In Italian comics in particular, Pete was often portrayed in more complex and dramatic roles, sometimes even taking the center stage as the main character. Even today, Pete still has an active presence in modern media. He continues to challenge Mickey and the gang in different ways, shifting between comedic schemer and genuine threat. Throughout his 100-year history, Pete has been voiced by several voice actors, most notably Walt Disney himself, Billy Bletcher, who introduced Pete's booming voice, and the legendary Jim Cummings. Whether you know him as Bootleg Pete, Pegleg Pete, or any of his many other names, there's no denying that Pete stands as one of Disney's longest-running antagonists. Sometimes menacing, sometimes comical, and occasionally even sympathetic. And now you know how.